Grounding as to why we are here today on Land Day. Give it up one more time for Lema. As we stand here today, there are thousands and millions standing with us and protesting across the Carolinas, across the country, and across the world. There are millions taking to the streets for Land Day. And with that, I would like to invite up our next speaker, Mohamed Dode Salame, who is going to be talking about the current situation in Gaza and the United States policies with Biden and Netanyahu in cahoots. Mohammed is a Palestinian American from Ramallah, and so with that, I'll invite him up to talk with us.
MashaAllah, great crowd. Can you hear me? Okay. So just to introduce myself real quick, I was born and raised in Palestine, in Ramallah, originally from Nablus. I witnessed the first Intifada and immigrated here, not because I wanted it to, but to give you a background real quick. Back in there you go. Thanks. 88, 89, that's when they shut down all the schools, universities, and I was one of the fortunate kids in many families to leave Palestine to seek education abroad. There are some of the Palestinians here. I recognize some of the guys from Ramallah, and they know exactly when you go there and you visit to go back to your homeland, what you endure, what you go through every single second. It's different than when you go there you have blue eyes and your name is John Henry versus Muhammad or Rushadi or Wa'il and so on. So there is that discrimination. Eventually, of course, what we talk about is the segregation and apartheid. Hopefully you'll get the chance, and inshallah soon, if not now, your kids will go and visit Free Palestine. Inshallah. So going back to the subject, I'll be brief. I know I was given a few minutes. We're talking about the media, talking about the tension between the U.S. Zionist policy with the Zionist state, the occupiers, that there's tension. Biden said, he said, this said, he should, and so on. That drama. This is baloney. I'm not going to use any other words because of my daughter is here too. So it is just playing with people's minds. Just think that people are naive. I mean, there's a significant amount that people, they're trustworthy and they believe the government and so on, but we don't. Of course, obviously, this is a big lie. They turn around and say, okay, Biden is upset with Netanyahu, he didn't send his delegation, and at the same time just sent billions and billions of dollars in military aid with those bombs that they were never used before, 2,000 pounds bombs. And they say when they asked Miller, the spokesman of the White House, oh, we're doing that, it says they have the right to defend themselves. I sleep and wake up when they have the right to defend themselves. What about the Palestinians? What about us? We have the right to defend ourselves as well, under occupation law, under the UN law. An occupied person, occupied territories, they have the right to defend themselves, military as well. We don't give a damn about it. Anyway, going back to that subject, then Miss Kamala Harris comes in and she cries, oh, the Gaza Strip, they need some, nam, 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 nam. And then what happens? They send billions of dollars to who? To Israel. And then they move forward to Rafah. They're talking about building a pier. It's going to take 70, 80 days. By the time I finish speaking here, how many kids you think got killed?
A lot more.
By the time I'm done speaking here, how many kids got killed? I only been here 2 minutes. Open the news and look. Open the news and look.
Shame.
How many people suffered? How many people are dying from hunger? They talked about famine. I never used that word before. Seems like every American is using this now. There's going to be famine. They're on the urge. People are starving. People already, 26 kids, 26 children died because of hunger. Instead of building a pier, there's thousands of trucks sitting on the border with Palestine and Egypt. You could do something about it, President Biden. Remember your roots when it comes to famine. Remember where you're from. Irish. What did the British do to you? Remember that. That's why the Irish, they're standing with us. They know that. They struggle. Now they're talking about the psychology about Netanyahu. They keep saying, I'm going to go in, we're going to clean up Rafah. We're going to go in, but we're going to relocate the Palestinians. We're going to put them in other places. Guess what? The guy went and bought 40,000 tents from China. At least that's what they say. I keep up with the news, a little bit here and there in Hebrew and English. He bought 40,000 tents to relocate 1.5 million people in Rafah. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Well, the average American, with due respect, America, they believe it. They say, well, he's not going to harm them. He bought the tents, right? We're going to stand against this.
Yeah.
Rafah is a red line. Gaza's a red line. It's always been. And tell you what, they're not going to dare to put a step in Rafah. They're not going to dare to do anything more. Because you know what? The only free spot, the only free 25 miles long by 3 miles long free place on planet Earth is Gaza. Every other place in the world is occupied. We are the only free people here. Going back to why the gathering here, I'll be brief as much as possible. How many of you here speak Arabic? Kamama Dibri Mavarit. Nobody speaks Hebrew here, right? Well, you need to learn it. You need to learn it and teach it to your kids. We need to learn it. We need to be united. I'm not here to lecture you. Everybody's doing an awesome job, and above and beyond me, of course. I'm just a drop in the ocean of this great crowd here. We need to teach our children love, peace. Hug your children, and at the same time, we need to go visit Palestine over and over and over. Yeah. For those who are U.S. citizens here and they have children, I know some they do, and they have Palestinian, Hawiyya Palestiniya. For those who don't, go and ask for one. Go back. This is the only way for us to stay there. This is the only way for us to make sure that we are against this vicious, monstrous Western policy. As you can see, the entire world gathered against a very small strip, 2.2 million people. Nobody cares anymore. Humanity is somewhere else on another planet, I'm sure. We are fed up with listening and hearing the government, the officials, every single day speaking and talking about, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We need action. We need action. We need action today, yesterday. Enough is enough. One more thing is, humanity and freedom doesn't know and does not recognize any color. You don't have to be a certain height, a certain color, a certain, looks. We were born all of us were born free. And we need to stay free. And we will be free. There was the founder of the Popular Front, Palestinian Popular Front, Jabha Shabiya, which is same thing like Abu Ammar and all the great leaders we have. He said, I was Muslim raised. I'm Christian though. He's Christian, but he was raised as a Muslim. And his identity is socialism. But he fought for Palestine, the freedom of Palestine, like no one else. No one else. Despite if you're a Muslim, whether you're Christian, black or white, Hindu, whatever, we need to fight and stay united for freedom, for humanity first of all, and begins with this country here. We have the privilege, and we have the benefits of speaking out without getting arrested after night. It's a great country. It's a great country. Democracy. But don't be democratic and hypocrite at the same time. And that's what's happening now. Now, one more thing is, if I say something about till now, I don't dare to criticize Israel, because guess what? I'm gonna be called anti-Semitic, right? Well, what about the UN official who just said yesterday what Israel is doing or did in Gaza is a war crime? He's anti-Semitic. He's a UN official. Okay. What about the rapporteur for the UN, Francesca Albanese, who just did her report just a few days ago? We love that lady. She said what's going on is genocide. Guess what? She's anti-Semitic. Enough is enough. I urge everybody to call your representative daily. The minute like you wake up, when you're about to drink water, go for suhoor, whether you fast or not, you smoke your cigarette, make that something you do every single day. Let's make some noise. Call them every day, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We need to. We need to. That's number one. Number 10, call the embassies of the Arab, I don't want to say bad words. Cowards. For the cowards, thank you. For the Arabs that they're sitting for Saudi Arabia. Call them, just be polite, say, hey, brother, Ramadan Kareem, what did you do for Gaza?
Nothing.
Number 3, let's call South Africa Embassy. Thank them. I did. I call them every day. Call Belgium. Call the Belgians. Call Spain, who's standing with us. Netherlands. Ireland, just to appreciate their stand with us, with our struggle. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.